Good morning, students. I hope you all are fine. As you know, we were doing chapter number 7, Ivan's Rise and O level. Until here, we had read that Ivan had appeared in an exam. It was O level German exam, and McCleary was the invigilator. Whether Stephen and Jackson were two prison officers, and they were all the time on duty to check that no mischief is done by Ivans during the exam. So now the exam was over. The governor announced that Ivan should stop writing now as the time is over, and the governor said to Stephens to bid farewell to McCleary. The governor heard the door clang for the last time. The examination was over. How did he get on, do you think? Asked Stephens as he walked beside McCleary to the main gates. तो स्टीफन को गवर्नर ने ये ड्यूटी दी थी मैक्लियरी को मेन गेट तक छोड़ने के लिए. तो वो जब मैक्लियरी के साथ जाता है स्टीफन, then he asked that according to you, how did Evans get on in the exam? Ouch, I can't think. He's distinguished himself. Distinguished means he is very specific. I am afraid. And McCleary says that I am afraid I can't say whether he will get through or not. His Scots accent seemed broader than ever. His means here McCleary's Scots accent, मतलब जिस तरीके से जिस एक्सेंट से वो बोल रहा था, it seemed broader, ये पहले से भारी लग रहा था. And his long black overcoat reaching almost to his knees fostered the illusion that he had suddenly grown slimmer. और जब वो आया था तो उसका ओवरकोट किसी और तरीके का लग रहा था, मतलब वो पैरों तक नहीं आ रहा था. लेकिन अब जब वो वापस गया तो ओवरकोट पैरों में लटक रहा था. तो स्टीफन को लगा कि ये एकदम से स्लिम कैसे हो गया. Stephens felt pleased that the governor had asked him and not Jackson to see McCleary off the premises. And Stephen was, on the other hand, happy that the governor had given the duty to him, not to the Jackson. Which duty? To see off McCleary. And all in all, the morning had gone pretty well. But something stopped him from making his way directly to the canteen for a belated cup of coffee. लेकिन फिर स्टीफन के दिमाग में कुछ आया, and he stopped at the place where he had reached. जहाँ पे पहुंचा था वहीं पे रुक गया. He wanted to take just one last look at Evans. It was like a program he had seen on TV about a woman who could never really convince herself that she had locked the front door when she had gone to bed. Often she had got up 12, 15, sometimes 20 times to check the bolts. So जैसे कहता उसने टीवी सीरियल में एक लेडी को देखा हो, that the lady when goes to bed thinks that she has not bolted the doors properly, and the lady goes 12, 15 or sometimes 20 times to check the bolt. And he also goes to the cell to check whether Ivan was there in the cell. He re-entered the wing, made his way along to Ivan's cell and opened the peephole once more. Oh no, Christ, no, there sprawled back in Ivan's chair was a man. A grey regulation blanket slipping from his shoulder. Ivan के सेल में एक आदमी था. एक ग्रे कलर का ब्लैंकेट उसके शोल्डर्स पे लटका हुआ था. The front of his closely cropped, irregularly tough hair awash with fierce red blood, and the front hair were covered with blood which was dripped already through the small black beard and was even now spreading horribly over the white clerical collar, and the blood had covered the white collar also and down into the black clerical front. Stephen shouted wildly for Jackson, and the words appeared to penetrate the curtain of blood and wheeled McLeary's ears, for the minister's hand felt feebly for a handkerchief from his pocket and held it to his bleeding head, and blood seeping slowly through the white linen. He gave a long, low moan and tried to speak. He wanted to speak, but was not able to speak. His voice trailed away. His voice was very back. And by the time Jackson had arrived and dispatched Stephen to ring the police and the ambulance, the handkerchief was sticky, squelchy wash of cloth. McLeary slowly raised himself, his face twisted tightly with pain. "Dinna worry about the ambulance man. I am all right." McLeary अपने आप को उठाने की कोशिश करता है, उसका फेस ट्विस्ट नहीं हो रहा है पेन से. "Don't worry about the ambulance man. I am all right." McLeary स्टीफन और जैक्सन को बोलता है, "इतनी जल्दी मत करो, मैं ठीक हूँ. Get the police. I know where he means." He says that I know where Evans has gone. He closed his eyes and another drip of blood splashed like a huge red raindrop on the wooden floor. His hand felt along the table, found the German question paper, and grasped it tightly in his blood-stained hand. "Get the governor. I know where Evans." कहता, "Call the governor. I know where Evans has gone." Almost immediately, sirens were sounding. Prison officers barked orders. Barked means they spoke. The prison officers were speaking like dogs. Puzzled prisoners pushed their way along the corridors. Doors were banged and bolted, and phones were ringing everywhere. And within a minute, McLeary, with Jackson and Stephen supporting him on either side, his face now streaked and caked with drying blood. अब जो blood था वो सूखना शुरू हो गया था. Was greeted in the prison yard by the governor, perplexed and grim. "We must get you to hospital immediately." "I just don't. You have called the police." So he say, we are taking you to the hospital now. You have called the police." Then McLeary asked that, "Have you called the police?" Yes, they are on their way, but I am all right. Look here." Awkwardly he opened the German question paper and thrust it before the governor's face. "It's there. Do you see what I mean?" फिर वो क्वेश्चन पेपर के ऊपर जो नंबर्स लिखे हुए थे वो दिखाता है, कहता है, "ये देखो." The governor looked down and realized that McLeary was trying to tell him a photocopied sheet and had been carefully and cleverly superimposed over the last. एक फोटोकॉपीड शीट रखी गई थी दूसरी के ऊपर. "ये सी व्हाट दे हैव डन गवर्नर." ये सी, कहता, "तुम देखो गवर्नर, उन्होंने क्या किया है." His voice trailed off again as the governor, dredging the layers of long neglected learning, willed himself to translate the German text before him. "Sei sollen dem schon wir betten plan genu folge, der which Zitpuck is drement war and des exams. You must follow the plan already. Something. The vital point in time is 3 minutes before the end of the exam, but something. Don't hit him too hard. Remember, he's a minister, and don't overdo the Scots accent when." A fast approaching siren wailed to crescendo. Crescendo is the loudest noise. The great doors of the prison yard were pushed back, and a white police car squealed to a jerky halt beside them. और एक पुलिस कार आई और वहां पे रुक गई आके. Detective Superintendent Carter swung himself out of the passenger seat and saluted the governor. "What the hell's happening, sir?" कहता, "क्या हो रहा है?" And turning to McLeary, "Christ, who's hit him?" But McLeary cut across whatever explanation the governor might have given. "Elsfield Way, officer." फिर मैक्लियरी रास्ता बताता है कि आपको उसको ढूंढने के लिए कहाँ जाना पड़ेगा. कहता है, "एल्सफील्ड वे. आई नो वेयर इवांस. ही वॉज ब्रीदिंग हैवीली. and leaned for support against the side of car where the imprint of his hand was left in tarnished crimson. Tarnished crimson means in red color because the color of blood was there on his hand also. In bewilderment, Carter looked to the governor for guidance. What? Take him with you if you think he will be all right. He is the only one who seems to know what's happening. Carter opened the back door and helped McCleary inside, and within a few seconds the car leaped away in the spurt of gravel. और थोड़े ही टाइम में कार वापस चली गई Elsfield Way को. Elsfield Way, McCleary had said, and there it was staring up at Governor from the last few lines of the German text. From Elsfield Way, drive to Headington roundabout, where, yes of course, सारा एड्रेस जो पेपर के ऊपर जो मिस्टेक्स वगैरह आ रही थी उसमें सारा एड्रेस लिख के आ रहा था, आया हुआ था. बस अंडरस्टैंडिंग की प्रॉब्लम थी. ऐसा नहीं लग रहा था कि इवांस भाग जाएगा. McCleary had said there it was staring up at Governor from the last few lines of the German text. From Elsfield Way, drive to Headington roundabout, where, yes, of course, the examinations board was in Elsfield Way, and someone from the board must have been involved in the, और examination board में से भी कोई इसमें involved था. In the escape plan from very must have been involved in very beginning. The question paper itself, the correction slip, जो question paper के बाद correction slip आई थी उस पे यही एड्रेस लिखा हुआ था. The governor turned to Jackson and Stephens. I don't need to tell you what's happened, do I? फिर गवर्नर जैक्सन और स्टीफन की तरफ मुड़ता है, कहता मेरे को नहीं लगता कि मेरे को आपको एक्सप्लेन करने की ज़रूरत है कि क्या हुआ है, क्या मुझे करना चाहिए. It was almost calm in its scathing contempt. And which one of you two morons was it who took Evans for a nice little walk to the main gate and waved him by? फिर पूछता है, कहता तुम दोनों में से कौन इवांस को लेके गया था. It was me, sir, stammered Stephen. Just like you told me, sir, I could have sworn. कहता जैसे आपने मुझे बोला था that I will see off him to the gate, so I had gone. What, just like I told you? Say, what the hell? When you rang, sir, and told me. When was that? The governor's voice was whiplash now. You know, sir, about 20 past 11, just before. You blithering idiot, man, it wasn't me who rang you. Don't realize, but what was the use? He had used the telephone at that time. तो यहाँ पे भी एक मिस्टेक हुई थी. मतलब कॉल सेल में फोन गवर्नर की तरफ से आया था कि स्टीफन जाएगा मैक्लियरी को सी ऑफ करने, लेकिन ये एक फेक कॉल थी. गवर्नर बोल रहा था कि मैंने कॉल नहीं किया था. You blithering idiot, man, it wasn't me who rang you. Don't you realize? But what was the use? He had used the telephone at that time, but only to try to get through the examination board. He shook his head in growing despair and turned on the senior prison officer. As for you, Jackson, how long have you been pretending you have got a brain? फिर कहता है जैक्सन तुम्हें कब से लग रहा है कि तेरे पास दिमाग है. वेल आई टेल यू समथिंग जैक्सन, योर स्कल्स एम्प्टी, एब्सोल्युटली एम्प्टी. इट वाज जैक्सन हु हैड स्पेंट 2 hours in Ivan's cell the previous evening, and it was Jackson who had confidently reported that there was nothing hidden away, nothing at all, and yet Evans had somehow managed to conceal not only a false beard, a pair of specs, a dog collar, and all the rest of his clerical paraphernalia, but also some sort of weapon with which he had given McCleary such a terrible blow across the head. Odd. फिर गवर्नर बड़े गुस्से में था, and he says to Jackson that you have no brain. Yesterday you had spent 2 hours in the cell of Evans, and today morning also you had checked properly, but even then he has deceived you. He had so many sharp instruments with him, but even then you were not able to recognize all the things. So a prison van backed alongside. एक prison van आ गई फिर in the meantime, but the governor made no immediate move. He looked down again at the last line of German. To the Headington roundabout, where you go straight over and make your way to New Graben. New Graben, where on earth? New something, new grave. Never heard of it. There was a war grave somewhere near Reading, but no, it was probably a code word and then it hit him. Newbury. God, yes, Newbury was a pretty big sort of place, but he rapped out his orders to the driver. फिर उसने जल्दी से ड्राइवर को बोला न्यूबरी की साइड जाने के लिए St. Eldred's police station and step on it. Take Jackson and Stephens here, and when you get there, ask for Bell. Chief Inspector Bell. Got that. He leaped the stairs to his office 3 at a time, got Bell on the phone immediately and put the facts before him. So Bell was the Chief Inspector, and the governor asked that when you reach there, then you will say to Chief Inspector Bell to talk to me, to call me immediately and put the facts before him. We'll get him, sir, said Bell. We'll get him with a bit of luck. The governor sat back and lit a cigarette. Ye gods, what a beautifully laid plan it had all been. Kitna acha plan tha. What a clever fellow Evans was, careless, leaving that question paper behind. But then they all made their mistakes somewhere along the line. Well, almost all of them, and that's why very, very shortly Mr. Clever Evans would be back inside doing his once more. The phone on his desk erupted in a strident burst, and Superintendent Carter informed him that McCleary had spotted Evans driving off along Elsfield Way. They had got the number of the car all right and had given chase immediately, but had lost him at the Haddington roundabout. He must have doubled back into the city. No, said the governor quietly. No, he's on his way to Newbury. He explained his reasons for believing so and left it at that. It was a police job now, not his. ये पुलिस का काम रह गया था. He was just another good for a gullible governor, that was all. By the way, Carter, I hope you managed to get McCleary to hospital. All right, फिर मैं Carter को बोला जाता है to take McCleary to hospital. Yes, he is in Radcliffe now, really groggy. He was when we got to examination office, and they rang for the ambulance from there. The governor rang the Radcliffe a few minutes later and asked for the accident department. फिर Radcliffe को कॉल किया और एक्सीडेंट डिपार्टमेंट को बुलाया गया. McCleary, you say? Yes, he is a parson. So that's all for today. Tomorrow we'll continue from here. Okay, bye.